Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Wednesday, the 10th of July 2024. In today's Millwall news, signed, sealed and delivered. People were getting very worried because there were reports that he had passed the medical. He had apparently the medical the same day as Langstaff, but it wasn't announced. And of course, they wouldn't announce two players on the same day. That's not how it's done these days. They would wait, and they did wait, and there is nothing to worry about. It's been signed, sealed, delivered. Japhet Tanganga signs for Millwall. So there you go. You know what I think it is? Obviously, we were waiting for so many signings. We were waiting. Nobody signed. You know what I think it is? I think they saw the shirt and they're like, oh yeah, man, I'm loving this shirt. I'm going to sign for Millwall. So Millwall Football Club is delighted to confirm the signing of Japhet Tanganga. This is from millfc.co.uk, the club's official website. The 25-year-old defender joins the Lions after being a free agent and puts pen to paper on a long-term contract in SE16. Tanganga, Tottenham Hotspur Academy product, famously spent time on loan at the Den in 23-24 with the fans' favourite, now a permanent fixture in Neil Harris's squad, becoming the second signing of the summer transfer window. After making his competitive Spurs debut in the EFL Trophy, Tanganga then played for the North London club in the Emirates FA Cup final, Emirates FA Cup, as well as numerous high-profile Premier League fixtures against the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool and Manchester City. Champions League, Europa League and Europa Conference League experience was to follow for the centre-back, who made 19 appearances in the 21-22 campaign and a further 7 in 22-23 before joining Augsburg on loan. Tanganga was then brought back to England and London in January 2024, the defender going on to play his part in dragging the Lions away from Sky Bet Championship relegation danger. He opened the scoring in a vital victory at Southampton and headed home a 90th minute winner against Birmingham City in March. In 18 appearances, Japhet endeared himself to the Den faithful with the song I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles by the Proclaimers, now synonymous with the Millwall man. Tanganga, who will be suspended for the Lions' first 3 matches of the 24-25 campaign due to a red card picked up on the final day of the 23-24 season at Swansea City, will join up with his teammates for training ahead of Saturday's pre-season friendly at Gillingham. Can he play in the pre-season? Well, I guess he can play in the pre-season games then, yeah? Well, yeah, I assume so. So there you go. It's been done and dusted. And we've got some pictures. Behind the scenes as Jeff becomes a Lion, Japhet Tanganga become a permanent Millwall man on Wednesday morning. And here are the photos. Obviously, that they get them to make a video on the mobile phone. But yeah, look at that kit now. Looking at that kit under the sun, that does look a good kit. So there you go. And everyone's like complaining about why is the logo on the new shirt? It's kind of high, isn't it? Why is that? Well, I'm wearing number 6, I see. Why is it? Well, you can see when he does the thing that they all do now where they cross their arms, you can still see the logo. It makes sense. Business, sir. Business. You gotta get your business in. So there you go. And we have an interview from Japhet Tanganga, southwarknews.co.uk. I felt a level of love that football players want to feel. Japhet Tanganga reveals how Neil Harris's teammates and fans convinced him to return to Millwall. Japhet Tanganga said the love he felt from the people at Millwall influenced his decision to return to the club. The 25-year-old has signed a permanent deal to come back to the Den following his loan spell in the second half of last season. The transfer represents a huge coup for the Lions, with a free agent Tanganga wanted by many clubs this summer, with Premier League Ipswich Town reportedly among the huddle. But the defender said the contentment he felt at Millwall last season and the affection he got from his manager, teammates and fans won him over. Asked why he wanted to return, he told Millwall TV, there were loads of factors, playing the amount of games I played. I felt like it was the right place to come back. Knowing the manager, knowing the teammates, knowing how well we finished off last season. If we had started like that, it could have been something different. I was speaking to the manager quite a lot over the summer, and he was doing a lot of convincing. And I spoke to my team and my dad and everyone that's involved with me, and they felt like this was the right step for me to keep playing and continue the form I left off with. Every football player wants to be appreciated for what they've shown and their talents, and the way the club showed me that and the faith they put into me, especially coming off the back of the first half of the season and not playing as much as I wanted to. It just felt right for me. Tanganga became very popular across his 18 appearances last season, and along with winning over fans, he also won over his teammates. He was photographed being lifted by the squad in the changing room after his final loan game last season before his teammates dragged him to the stage while singing the viral Tanganga chant at the annual awards night. The centre-back said, I've said it in the past, but honestly, this is a very good bunch of people, and not just players, but people as well. And that was important for me, and like I said, I really enjoyed my time here with some very big characters, and I can't wait to see them again. There had been plenty of speculation about Tanganga's future, with not even the Millwall players knowing exactly what he was thinking. He said, a few of the boys have asked me like what's happening, Rom, Joe, Zion as well, and I just had to keep it quiet and let the work happen in the background until it was confirmed. It wasn't an easy summer, you sometimes think when you have a lot of options it's easier, but it's actually quite difficult. You start overthinking things, and there's so many things to think about. But once the gaffer was convincing me and telling me his plan and how he saw things going in the future, I felt like it was just excited to get back here and get ready to go. And that back end of last season is the most consistent I played in my career, which is very important for my confidence. And I thank the gaffer and the club. So when he was speaking to me and seeing the project and how he saw it going forward, I think it just made sense. Tanganga also paid tribute to the fans for their support of him last season. He said, thank you firstly for the way you guys welcomed me last season. Honestly, I felt a level of love that a lot of football players want to feel. And now I'm here permanently. I look forward to seeing you guys at the Den. And I hope we can do a lot more than what we achieved last season. So there you go. It was the fans what won it over. The love of you guys, the Millwall fans. Yeah. Like you said, he wants to carry on playing, and I imagine that a lot of these clubs that pay the money, the big bucks, they can't guarantee you first team action. They can't guarantee you're going to play. And if you're a football player, you want to play. And what happened when he started to play? It feels good, man. It feels good. Same thing with Alex Mitchell. We loaned him out. He starts playing and he says, yeah, I like this. I like playing every week. This is really, really good. And then he's facing the prospect of going back to Millwall and being on the bench. He's like, no, I'm going to leave. So here we go. We've got Tanganga back because he's playing week in and week out, and you guys love it. And I'm sure we're going to love it next season as well. So there you go. Now, moving on to this, mentioned this briefly yesterday, I believe. It looks like the deal is moving forward. This is from the mirror.co.uk. Mill will move closer to deal for Lukas Jenson after Lincoln greenlight talks. Mill have been in talks with Lincoln City over a deal for the goalkeeper Lukas Jenson, and the Dane has now been given the green light to hold talks with the Lions. Mill have moved closer to a deal for Lukas Jenson after being granted permission to discuss personal terms with the Danish goalkeeper. The 25-year-old joined the Imps from Burnley last summer and was among the most consistent performers in League One as Lincoln City launched a late charge for the playoffs under head coach Michael Skabula. Mirror Football understands that there are still some minor details to be ironed out between Mill and Lincoln over a deal, but Jenson has been given a green light to head to London for talks with the Lions and a medical. Jenson was a virtual ever-present for Lincoln last term, keeping 19 clean sheets in 45 league matches, and this is the final year of his contract. He's flown back from Lincoln's pre-season training camp in Spain for talks with Millwall. Jenson has had spells at numerous English clubs since joining Burnley in 2019, including Bolton, Carlisle and Accrington Stanley. He was crowned Lincoln City's Player of the Year last term as a result of his impressive performances between the posts. Lincoln have garnered a reputation for developing talent in recent years. The Imps have already banked money from the sale of Lasse Sørensen this summer, and Jenson is set to be the latest player to move on after a highly successful spell at the LNER Stadium. Harry Toffolo, remember him? Anthony Scully, Tayo Edun and George Grant have all moved on to a higher level after spells at the club, while big names such as Brennan Johnson, Morgan Rogers and Carl Rushworth have all excelled since spending time on loan at the club. Mill were in the market for 2 goalkeepers this summer after Matija Sarkic tragically passed away at the age of 26 last month. The Lions' number 2, Bartosz Biakowski, left the club at the end of the season following the expiry of his contract, and Connell Truman, the only senior goalkeeper currently on Millwall's books, is set for a spell on the sidelines with an ankle injury. Millwall head coach Neil Harris is eager to bolster his squad elsewhere too, and the catcher of Notts County striker Macaulay Langstaff was confirmed on Monday for a 6-figure fee. Former Tottenham defender Japhet Tanganga also remains a target. Well, that was done and dusted. Blah, 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 blah. So there you go. Is that the end? I think that's the end, yep. So there you go. Could we have another signing announced tomorrow? So, obviously, it doesn't say they've agreed a fee, but they've agreed, basically, to let the deal go forward, and then they're going to discuss the fee later. So it's not in the bag. So it says minor details to be ironed out between Mill and Lincoln over a deal. So they haven't agreed the terms, but they've agreed enough to let him fly back from Spain to the Mill training ground and have a medical. So interesting stuff. So let's hope that does go through. Then we'll have ourselves a goalkeeper for Gillingham on Saturday. Yeah, could have another signing announced tomorrow. What's going on? What about one after that? Will we have another one announced on Friday? I don't know. Maybe we will. More on that in a minute. Here we go. We got this from southernnews.co.uk about getting minutes in the legs. Neil Harris discusses Mill's behind closed doors match against Bromley. The Lions were in action yesterday afternoon. And as you know, if you are a subscriber or watcher of this channel, the game finished 0-0. I told you that. It's not been confirmed, but there's a geezer who stood outside and watched the game from outside the fences, and Flash Score has it as 0-0 as well. So we'd have to. He like the geezer on Twitter took pictures, so you're gonna have to say why would he make that up? Mill have competed in their first piece of pre-season action, a behind closed doors clash against London neighbours Bromley. The match happened yesterday afternoon and was the first of 4 games without fans that Mill will play this summer. Bromley are on a high, having won the National League playoff final in May and are now preparing for their first ever season in the EFL. Last season's side was packed with Mill connections, including assistant manager Alan Dunn, former Lions centre-back Byron Webster and loanees Chin Ockley and Kamal Grant. Neil Harris did not reveal the scoreline of the training ground. It was 0-0, but said he was happy with what he saw. He said, "I was first and foremost an excellent exercise against our very good friends up the road from the training ground. I'm so delighted for Woody and Alan Dunn and all the guys there on their success on getting to the Football League. And it's great for us as a football club to have that connection with them over the last few years. And we're looking forward to building that relationship. The game was about getting minutes in the legs. The players that were available played 45 minutes. It was a great fitness exercise and a good opportunity for the young players as well. Events around the behind closed doors game tend to be closely guarded, but Harris said that Wes Harding took part in proceedings. The defender has arrived back in training after taking part in the Copa America tournament with Jamaica. His nation lost all 3 games, but Harris said it was delighted that the 27-year-old got to take part in such a big international competition. And again, if you follow this channel, you will know he was an unused substitute in the first 2 games, and he started the 3rd game, and he came off in about the 64th minute, was it? 62nd minute, something like that. The Lions boss said, "Oh, it's brilliant to have him back. He's such a great lad. I was so pleased for Wes. It was such a proud moment for him and his family to go away. What a tournament. We're blown away in this country by Euros, but not so much blown away when we watch England, although the semi-finals is a great achievement. But for Wes to go away with Jamaica and playing a Copa America, what a great achievement for him. It's a shame for him it's cut short because they didn't get through the group stages, but great for us to have him back and to take part in the game today. He's just a really good character, very popular with the boys." Yes, and I hope everyone in Jamaica is okay after the Hurricane Beryl, was it called? Swung through on the southern side of the island. I hope everyone is okay. Now, so signings. Are we going to have one signing every day this week? We've had Langstaff, we've had Tanganga, we might have this goalkeeper, and we might have a striker, a second striker, a tall second striker, a young man who may be coming off the bench. So we have this from Football Insider 247.com. Millwall and Plymouth Argyle race to sign Namory Cisse. Sources. Millwall and Plymouth Argyle are racing to sign Austria-Lustenau striker Namory Cisse. Sources have told Football Insider. The 6'4" hitman is entering the final year of his contract at his current club and is on the radar of the Championship duo. Sources say both teams are looking to bolster their attack, and Cisse could be the man to do that. The 21-year-old scored 4 goals last season in 10 starts for the struggling Austria-Lustenau side. The club were eventually relegated from the Austrian top tier, and a transfer this summer provides the striker with a chance to play in the Championship. Millwall and Plymouth are looking at Namory Cisse to provide goals. Last season proved to be a difficult one when it comes to scoring goals to Millwall, which is why they are searching for a striker. Well, that's I think that's Langstaff is supposed to be fulfilling that role, but Namory Cisse, who is that? Well, this is from Austria-Lustenau.at. This has been translated into English by Microsoft Edge, the browser that I'm using right now. So, Austria signs Namory Cisse. New signing for the attack of SC Austria-Lustenau. Namory Cisse will be seen in the green and white jersey from the coming season. The 20-year-old Austrian comes from Fortuna Sittard's under-21 team. Aha, here we go. So this is where we're looking, maybe this is true. Fortuna Sittard, if you've forgotten, is the club where we signed Zion Fleming from. So maybe they have the same agent, maybe there's a connection that Sittard said, how about this young man? Don't know. Namory Cisse began his football career at FC Wacker Innsbruck. While still a teenager, the tall striker moved to the youth section of One what? Exactly. Well, that One is what they call FC Cologne. Cologne. I don't know what they call them. One Cologne. Why? I don't know. I'm not German. I imagine it's very funny and highly humorous, because we all know about the German sense of humour, don't we, folks? With the German Bundesliga club, he was able to contribute 9 goals in 25 games in the under-17s and under-19s Bundesliga before moving to the Netherlands to join Fortuna Sittard's under-21 team in August 2022. There, the attacker played a significant role in the promotion of the second team of the team from the Dutch Eredivisie last season with his goals. Okay. Cisse had been training with the Green and Whites as a test player for 2 weeks and was used in preseason and friendlies against FC St. Gallen, Dornbirn and Horsten Kiel. During this time, the striker made a very good impression and also scored a goal. Cisse signed a contract with Austria until the summer of 2025. And then they got a statement from the manager. So there you go. He is 21 now. This was obviously the start of last season. This comes from last season. He's 21 years old now. So you would imagine that a 21-year-old beanpole striker would be happy to come to the high level of the Championship and sit on the bench. So this is from Wikipedia. It's from the German version of Wikipedia, again translated. I don't think he has a page on English Wikipedia. I'm not too sure. I couldn't find one because it looked like he didn't have a Wikipedia page, and then I found this one in German. So as they say, he started at Innsbrucker. He moved to Wacker Innsbruck, and then he moved to the youth team of Cologne. He went through all the age groups until 2022. In April 22, he played his first and only game for Cologne's second team in the Regional Liga West. So he played for the reserves, but in Germany, reserves actually have a team and play in the league. So if Millwall had a reserve team and they played in the National League, so if Millwall's reserves played in the National League, that's kind of what he did. For the 22-23 season, Cisse moved to the Netherlands to First Division club Fortuna Sittard. So obviously, Zion Fleming was at Fortuna Sittard. But he wasn't there at that season. So they were at the same club but not at the same time. Yeah. So they want Zion Fleming obviously came to Millwall in 22, I believe. And this guy moved there at 22. So maybe a replacement for Fleming, although very young. So, however, he never played for Sittard. In the 23-24 season, the attacker returned to Austria. So he had one season at Sittard, didn't play for the first team, played for the reserves, or the under-21 team. The attacker returned to Austria and joined Bundesliga clubs, the Austrian Bundesliga side SC Austria-Lustenau, where he received a contract running until 2025. He made his debut in the Austrian Bundesliga in July 2023 when he came on as a substitute for Lukas in the 82nd minute on the first match of the season against Hartberg. So there you go. So 21 is going to be 22 in January. And as you can see, so here we go. This is his matches and match time. That's all we got. So this is from whoscored.com. This is what we have from him. They don't have detailed statistics on the Austrian Bundesliga in terms of more details that I could show you for our players and how they play in the Championship. All we do know is these are the games that he played in. He scored 3 goals, got 2 yellow cards, or 3, because in this game against Tyrrell, he came on in the 66th minute, scored a goal in the 90th minute, got booked in the 90th minute, and then got booked again in the 90th minute. So maybe that was, I don't know if it was a celebration because they were 1-0 up at the time, and he scored the second goal. So maybe it was a fight, I don't know. But you can see it's not been plain sailing for them. Austrian League, not one of the best teams in Europe, best leagues in Europe. There are some names that you may be familiar with: Austria Vienna, Wien, Sturm Graz, you may know them. Obviously Salzburg, who beat this lad's team 7-0. So yeah, there you go. But you can see here he's only played 90 minutes twice last season. And he's not really scoring, but here's again, obviously he's 6'4", allegedly. I can't bring up the stats on how many aerial duels he's won, which is what we probably want to look at. Or assists. We don't have assists either, so is he flicking balls on for people to score? I don't know. Can't see it here. The statistics aren't so robust around the world, and that's not what we can't see. But we do have this from weltfußball.de. Again, this has been translated into English by my browser, and here you can see. So he was playing in midfield for Cologne, which is probably why it didn't work out. Or maybe while he's been at Cologne, he's had a bit of a growth spurt. Because obviously this time that we're looking at, so at the top one, Fortuna Sittard, he's 21 years old. Or no, 20 years old. So if we go back 19, 18, 17, 16, so 16 and 17, when he's at FC Cologne, he's playing in midfield, and you would imagine maybe he had a bit of a growth spurt when he was 18, 19, and they thought, wow, you're kind of tall now, do you want to play up front? Here are his stats. He has played seemingly one game I believe that's for the Austria under-21s. I can't find out anymore. So he is an international player. And here we go. So the Regionalliga West, which is like Division 3 West in Germany, he's played one game and he got subbed off. In the Austrian Bundesliga, played 26. He started 10 matches, came on as a sub in 16, got subbed off in 9, scored 3 goals. In the OFB Cup, which is obviously the Austrian Football Bundesliga, whatever Cup, so the FA Cup of Austria, was involved in 3 games, scored 2 goals. But come on as a sub in those games. Each time 3 subs. The green arrow means subbed on, red arrow means subbed off. Yeah, Einschwederslung, yeah, and the red arrow means Oisschwederslung. So there you go. And that one means start elf. That means starting 11. Yeah, I learned a lot today. Torre, that means he scored. Spiel, I don't know what that means. Yeah, so he's not prolific, but if he's a decent target man, I mean, let's have him. Let's have him. He could be the new Matt Smith. And here, so these A-Jug, that's junior. These are junior leagues, and you can see. So obviously, as we just saw, playing in midfield. Storm means attacker. Obviously, Blitzkrieg and Blitzstorm and stuff like that, attacker. So when he's a junior, he was playing in midfield, but in the Bundesliga West, in the junior division, started 4 games, come on as a sub in 10, scored 4 goals. So there are, like, he's not prolific, but he does have a few goals in him. I'd imagine, like I said, I don't know where we can't see the stats. I imagine they probably have a YouTube channel. I haven't checked yet. Has he scored from corners, from set plays? Is he going to be another option like Jay Cooper? I don't know. As long as he can play his part, like, yeah, come on, let's give him a go. Yeah. So, on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.